All right, welcome back. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take all of this and turn it into all of this. Let's get started. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm Dave Guerra, U.S. Army veteran, 11 Bravo, infantryman. And what are we making today? Today we're making slow cooker chicken pot pie. All right, let's get on with the ingredients and let's get started. It's real simple. 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast, half a cup of chicken broth, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, 3 medium Yukon Gold potatoes. We're going to dice those. 3 teaspoons of garlic, 12 ounce bag of mixed vegetables, and a half a cup of sour cream, and 1 crescent roll. All right, let's get started. Let's get this stuff thrown in here. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place the chicken in the slow cooker. And then once we get that in there, get it all nice and neat, then we're going to go ahead and pour the half a cup of chicken broth. Yeah, there we go. There's that chicken broth. It's really tasty. And again, it's that Swanson, legendary. And 'tis the season, so yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and splurge. There's the half a cup. And we'll get that in there. And once we get that in there, definitely, we've opened this. Okay, so it's sealed. It's fine. But once it's open, and you're going to see me look for it here in just a second. Let me put the cap back on first. There we go. Alrighty. Now, we're going to be looking, and it's there, right there on the side. Refrigerate this thing. You're going to need to refrigerate it once it's been open. And that should last you a little while. Not too long. Don't keep it in there and forget it. Don't push it all the way back to the back of the fridge. I mean, it is the holiday seasons. You're going to need this a couple more times if you're going to be making any kind of dinner. And of course, any slow cooker stuff, so far we've been using this. All right, so what comes next? Well, now we're going to season the chicken, and we're going to get the salt. There's that big kosher salt there. And again, we're using, what are we using? 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and just spread it evenly over everything. Just no big deal, nothing fancy. All right, then we're going to go ahead and do the pepper. We're going to get that pepper, and that's half a teaspoon of black pepper. There it is, that HEB brand. And looks like it's almost time to go ahead and get a new replacement, because we're almost there. Guarantee you by this sometime after Thanksgiving, it's going to be needed. So we'll get that. All right, next, what's next? The thyme. Yeah, there it is. There's the thyme. Remember that? More stand of thyme. No, that's a different thing. And again, we're using 1/4 teaspoon for that one, so we'll get that in there. Alrighty, let's go. There it is, and get that in there. Look at the tiny little twigs is what they look like, but no worry. Yeah, there we go. See it clumped up. All right, just get it out there. All right, next. What's next? Oh yes, next is the rosemary. We'll get the rosemary in there. There it is, rosemary, and again using our 1/4 teaspoon. And we'll go ahead and pop off that shaker lid. Yeah, that's the yeah. Oh. Yeah, and sometimes you can get it just right. Sometimes, you got to work at it. Just depends. But once it's off, there you go. You have free access to it. And we go ahead and, again, 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. And again, just sprinkle it over everything, And I should have been a little higher because then it'll really spread out. Alrighty, so what's next? Oh, yeah, the onion powder. Got to get that onion powder. And, yep, there it is. There's that great value onion powder. And we're doing 1 teaspoon of that. Getting very straightforward. You get your chicken in there, you get your broth. There you go, the 1 teaspoon. And then you get your dry ingredients, and we'll get those all in there. Alrighty. All right, there we go. Okay. Now, the next thing, and that's going to be our cream of chicken soup, and we're going to pour those over the top. There it is, cream of chicken, Hill Country Fare, HEB brand. And we're going to get those in there. Let's get it in there. Now, corn. Again, it's going to look like, it comes out like, what's that? The cranberry sauce. Like the cranberry sauce. Again, just get them out there. Now, this is a great little recipe. It's pot pie. Who doesn't like a pot pie? But this is a unique way of doing it. We're going to make the insides of the pot pie here in the crock pot. And then we're going to put the topping. We're going to bake that here in just a bit with the Crescent Rolls. And make sure we get all of that good stuff out of the cans there, because it's still a lot. We're gonna you don't need to evenly spread it out. Just take your time. Just make sure it's across everything. And it's going to eventually cook. It's going to render down. It's going to break down, and it's going to get all nice and wet and all over the place while it's cooking and nice and hot and tasty. But for now, we're just covering up the meat because, well, we need to. That way juices do that little exchange. Hey, look, there's our Yukon gold potatoes. There they all are. And all nice and chopped. And got to get those all in there. Make sure we get them all in there. Yeah, see? Just do the back of the hand there. Why not? Don't worry about it. Make sure, I did wash my hands, folks. We'll get that in there. All right, so that's it. All right, now we're going to add garlic. Now, the original recipe did call for a teaspoon of garlic. So basically we would mince the garlic. Completely forgot it. It's at this point, it's like, well, hey, I have garlic powder. So we jumped onto the Alexa and quickly asked, Alexa, what is the conversion of a teaspoon of garlic to garlic powder? And so, I'm sorry, for 3 teaspoons of garlic to garlic powder. Alexa responded 1.5 teaspoons. 1.5 teaspoons. So there we go. So there's the teaspoon. Yeah, I didn't know it was that kind of ratio, but hey, it works. So there it is. And then a little half there. Spread that out over the top of the potato. All right, so we've added our potatoes. We've added our garlic. All right, now it gets fun. Oh, yeah, I got to put the cap back on because be careful next time somebody else uses it. Alrighty. Now, there it is, our mix. Well, let's fix the bag. Our HEB mixed vegetables. And again, folks, if you have not shopped HEB and you ever find yourself near one, go. It's pretty cool. I mean, again, it's a supermarket, but still, it's pretty cool. And it's the, I'm going to say it's the unofficial national supermarket of Texas. There we go. And they're frozen. The mixed veggies are frozen, so no big deal. And again, there's moisture right there, so that'll help. So we'll get those mixed veggies in there. But hey, now we're going to set our temp to low and set it for 6 hours. We're going to set it for 6 hours. So we'll make sure that. And then, or we can set it to high for 3 to 4 hours. But before we get there, we got some other stuff to do. Let's get the lid on there. Again, remember, don't clamp it. That's the last thing you want to do. Don't clamp it. Alrighty. Now, what else have we got to do? Well, we could do 1 or 2 things. And yes, we're going to go ahead and prep. Now, we're going to fast forward this. So about 30 minutes in, we go ahead and preheat the oven for 350, and as per the directions on this crescent roll. And what I'm going to do here is take the crescent rolls out of the container. You don't get to hear it, but I love that popping sound. There it is. All right, so we'll dump them out there. There we go. I should have sprayed the sheet, but it's again one of those that it doesn't say to spray the sheet, but sometimes you need to. All right, now I'm not rolling these into crescents. I'm going to go ahead and roll them out flat, and I should have done a better job of joining. I could have just made one big dough ball and then rolled it out, which might have been the best thing to do. So and I end up working the dough a little bit here and just trying to seal up the creases. And of course, as I unroll, it starts like going off at an angle. So you know what? Here, let's go ahead and I'm going to move things around. There we go. All right. And again, this is going to be our topping for the pot pie presentation part of the meal. All right. So we're cooking the insides in the crock pot. We're doing this. We're baking the crescent roll. You could use biscuits. Crescent roll. I like the crescent roll. You could use a pie crust also. So whatever works for you. But in this case, I'm doing crescent rolls. Said, hey, let's give that a try. All right. So as we're done, like I said, that's what we're doing. So we're going to bake according to the directions. 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. And now we're going to take a look here, see what we're going to do. Oh, yeah, I know what we need to do now. So we're about 20 minutes in, or 20 minutes, or this says like almost 18. I'm not too sure there with a little light. But what are we doing? Let's see, you see the stove over there, 350. I'm going to go ahead, and there it is, 20 minutes before the 6 hours expires. We're going to take the chicken out, and we're going to shred it. Yeah, we're going to shred it. And also, what are we doing here with the shredding? Well, we're going to shred with a couple of forks, and then we're going to add back to the slow cooker with sour cream. But before I add the sour cream into the slow cooker, we're just going to mix up all of the shredded chicken with the sour cream. Makes things a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and pull out the sour cream, and let's get that. And how much sour cream do we need? I think we need half a cup of sour cream. So let's get that taken care of. There we go. Steam back up real quick. There's our sour cream, and again, great value. Again, it whatever works for you, folks. Whatever works for you. Personally, I've not seen a great difference in taste. Because again, it's sour cream. But hey, whatever. Alrighty, so there we go. We'll go ahead and fill up that half cup. And there it's just off to the side. I really got to work on that camera. I lock it down because again, it's just easier to work with, but in this case, didn't work out so well. All right, there we go. So we'll go ahead and fill that up. One more. And there we go. Pack it in. Let's begin. There we go. There's our half cup of sour cream. Not too shabby. All right, now let's get to work on that chicken. Oh, yeah, we got to close that off. Don't forget, refrigerate after opening. Otherwise, yeah, you don't want to deal with that. There's our sour cream. Alrighty, so here we go. Start our shred. Get that taken care of. There we go. And then again, through the miracle of modern technology, we fast forward, and now we add the sour cream to the chicken. And again, preference. You can just dump the chicken back into the crock pot and then just dump the sour cream on top of that. But this way, you know, we ensure that at least it gets onto something. It doesn't just clump up in one part. The chicken, it travels with the chicken, and then as it goes and spreads out throughout the crock pot. Alrighty, so there we go. Holy, and again, I should have used a spoon for that, or at least a spatula. Alrighty, there we go. And let's get started here. Come on, there we go. Yeah, a little sticky, but that's all right. Now I bust out the spatula. No, now I bust out the spoon. I break out a spoon. There we go. Oops, sorry about that. It's my chin. Need a shave. There we go. There's my spoon. We take this out. Oh, look at that. Looking good. Looking good. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and continue. There we go. Just dump that in there. And then we'll just mix everything up into the in the crock pot. A little bit more, get that off the top. Alrighty, and we just start mixing it all in there. Careful, that container's a little hot, or the metal of the crock pot does get hot, but hey, that's a crock pot for you. So, but there we go. As you see, it's just all nice and neat. The potatoes are looking great. The entire, again, as always, when you cook with a crock pot, the smells, the aromas just permeate throughout the house all afternoon long. So there we go. Get a little stir, and we'll finish this up here in just a bit. All right, there we go. Tap, tap. And we'll go ahead and put the lid back on. And now we're going to let it sit. So what do we do while we let it sit? Well, hey, you know, it's that time. Yeah, you know what it is. That's right. Time to make our week 10 picks. That's right. Time for the week 10 picks. But before we go forward, we got to look back at week 9. And week 9 was dismal. 7-7 season, 70-66. Hopefully I'll break 100 this earlier, but you never know. I don't want to go all the way. All right, let's get started. Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears. I'm picking the Panthers. That's Thursday. Sunday morning, the Colts take on the Patriots in Frankfurt, Germany. I'm giving this one to the Colts. And let's see. Next is the Cleveland Browns. They take on the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are at home, giving it to them. All right. And fresh from their W, their awesome, outstanding W, the Houston Texans take on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm giving this one to the Texans. All right, next game is the San Francisco 49ers take on the Jacksonville Jaguars at Jacksonville, giving this one to the Jaguars. I could be wrong on this one. Probably will be. All right, next matchup is the New Orleans Saints take on the Minnesota Vikings, giving this one to the Vikings. All right, next matchup. There's a classic. The Green Bay Packers take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's at home, giving this one to the Steelers. All right, next matchup. Tennessee Titans taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are at home, giving this one to the Titans. Next matchup is the Atlanta Falcons take on the Arizona Cardinals, giving this one to the Birds. The Falcons, those birds, yes, the Falcons. All right, the Detroit Lions take on the Los Angeles Chargers, giving this one to the Lions. And, oh yeah, this one. The New York Giants take on the Dallas Cowboys. You know what? Giving this one to the Giants. I don't care. I don't care who's at home. The Giants got this one. Washington Commanders take on the Seattle Seahawks. I'm giving this one to the Commanders. All right, and then the Sunday night game, the New York Jets take on the Raiders. Giving this one to the Jets. And the Monday night game, Denver travels all the way to Buffalo. Giving this one to the Bills. Alrighty, and lastly, well, there's some teams not playing this week. There we go. And that'd be the Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Rams, Miami Dolphins, and the Philadelphia Eagles, all taking a much-needed rest, ready for that second half of the season. All right, so there's my picks. All right, let's move on. Let's get going. Let's get back to what we're doing here. Here we are, and now it's time to go ahead and open it. Look at that. That is delicious. It's all mixed up. Looks great. All right, so now, oops, sorry about that. Again, he's reaching across the camera. There's his spoon. Now we got another spoon. I don't know what I did with the first one, but that's okay. Yeah, got to make sure it's off. Now we turn it off. Give it another stir to mix things around. Now look again. Folks, again, on that rim, as the water, evaporated, of course, it recedes, and whatever's stuck on that rim, the sugars, there you're going to get that. All right, so there it is. Let's go ahead and take out there they are right there. That's our Crescent Rolls. You see how they all stuck together, but like I said, I didn't do a good job of making it all one big piece. So we're going to go use a pizza cutter to trim that and cut that across. And so we've got now squares. All right, so you take the square or rough facsimile thereof. Oh, you know what? Let me get a spatula. And let's try this again. So we've got the square. We cut with the pizza cutter. And folks, if it starts giving you trouble, flip the spatula. You'll see right there. Now we're going to flip it upside down, get a little more leverage so you can get underneath that. And this is what I'm saying. Should have added the spray. All right, so we're going to take this piece of crescent roll and oops, I get it out there. And then we're going to go ahead and put it up on top of the plated pot pie filling. There we go, and there it is. Alrighty, for those of you that are looking up there, that's this is late. This video is late because, well, our dog had a procedure, and our German Shepherd, he had a procedure, and so he's kind of a little pain. So that's up there. But hey, that doesn't stop dinner. Still, dinner's gonna get made. There it is. Oh man, that bite, rich, tasty, outstanding, fantastic, and the veggies are well done. Everything's there. It could have used a little spice, so I would have tried maybe some little paprika or maybe some of that slap your mama. But either way, listen, I'm Dave Guerra. You got my picks, and this Vic cooks.